Welcome to Rare Breed Brotherhood. Have you ever met someone who feels impossible to figure out? Someone whose presence leaves you unsettled even when they say nothing at all? That is the Sigma male, and there is more to him than most people realize. Beneath his calm and composed exterior lies a darker edge, a depth that is rarely seen but always felt. It is not about being cruel or ruthless. It is about strength, clarity, and a way of moving through life that refuses to be dictated by others. This darker edge is what makes him untouchable. He protects his peace fiercely, notices details others overlook, and turns challenges that would break most people into fuel for growth. He questions everything around him, sees through the masks people wear, and keeps his plans hidden until the results speak for themselves. He can detach without guilt, uses silence to reveal truths, and refuses to forgive easily because he understands the true value of trust. For anyone who feels drawn to this mindset, take heart. Having a darker edge is not a weakness or a burden. It is a sign that you have learned to value yourself, to rise above the chaos, and to move through life with intention. It is proof that you are capable of handling what others cannot, of seeing truths most choose to ignore, and of becoming stronger with every challenge you face. Embrace it. Let it guide you, sharpen you, and set you apart. Your edge is not something to hide. It is the part of you that makes you unstoppable. Let's dive in deeper, brothers. Number 1. He doesn't need to be needed. Most people spend their lives chasing a sense of importance through others. They want to feel needed, whether it is by a partner, a friend, or even a job. They tie their worth to how much people rely on them. The Sigma male operates on a different wavelength. He doesn't build his identity on being needed. He values connection, yes, but he is not dependent on it. This is what makes him stand out, and it is also what unsettles those around him. Think about it. Many relationships, whether romantic or professional, are fueled by dependency. One person leans heavily on the other, and both quietly accept that this dependency keeps the bond alive. But the Sigma male doesn't play into that dynamic. If you try to keep him around by making him feel guilty or by suggesting that you cannot function without him, he will walk away, not out of cruelty, but out of clarity. He knows that a relationship built on need is not real. He wants choice, not obligation. Take the workplace as an example. Most people crave being the indispensable one, the person the team cannot survive without. The Sigma male takes a different approach. He does his work with excellence, but he never ties his identity to the role. If the job ends tomorrow, he doesn't collapse. He simply adapts and moves forward. That kind of detachment is intimidating because it shows that he cannot be controlled through fear of loss. In personal life, the same principle applies. He cares deeply when he chooses to, but his happiness is never chained to someone else's need for him. If a partner tries to hold him with words like, "I can't live without you," he doesn't melt the way most people would. Instead, he steps back because he knows love should be based on freedom, not emotional blackmail. This independence is what makes him untouchable. When you cannot be bribed with affection, guilt, or approval, you hold the upper hand in every dynamic. People may find this unsettling because it removes their leverage. But to the Sigma male, it is not about being difficult. It is about living in truth. Needing to be needed is a trap. Choosing to stand strong even when no one depends on you is real freedom. Number 2, he doesn't forgive easily. Forgiveness is often praised as a virtue. People are told to let things go, to move on, and to act like nothing ever happened. The Sigma male views this differently. He does not forgive easily, and it is not because he is bitter. It is because he understands the weight of trust. For him, trust is not just a word. It is the foundation of every connection. When someone breaks it, the damage is not something he can casually sweep under the rug. Think of it like a glass that shatters. You can try to glue it back together, but no matter how careful you are, the cracks will always remain. That is how betrayal feels to him. He might remain civil, he might even smile in your presence, but deep inside, the relationship is already over. Once you show him that loyalty is negotiable, he withdraws completely. This can be seen in everyday life. Imagine a friend who betrays your confidence by sharing a secret you trusted them with. Most people would argue, fight, and then slowly let things go over time. The Sigma male processes it differently. He won't create drama. He simply stops trusting that person again. The friendship may continue on the surface, but the depth it once had is gone forever. In relationships, the same pattern holds true. If a partner cheats, manipulates, or plays games, there is no endless cycle of breaking up and making up. For him, betrayal is final. His silence is not anger. It is closure. He accepts that the chapter has ended and moves on without looking back. This attitude unsettles people because they are used to second chances. They expect forgiveness as a natural step after an apology. The Sigma male does not operate on that system. He believes actions speak louder than words, and once trust is broken, no apology can fully restore what was lost. It may sound cold, but it is actually a form of self-respect. He protects his peace by refusing to reopen old wounds. Instead of pouring energy into mending what is permanently damaged, he chooses to invest in new paths, new people, and new opportunities. In his world, forgiveness is not automatic. It is earned, and once you waste it, there is no return. Number 3. He uses silence as a weapon. His quietness can be louder than arguments. Silence is often misunderstood. Most people see it as weakness or awkwardness, something to quickly fill with words or noise. The Sigma male sees silence as a tool, and in his hands, it becomes one of the sharpest weapons he has. His quietness can cut deeper than shouting ever could, because silence forces people to confront themselves. Think about the last time you were in an argument. Most people raise their voices, pile on explanations, and fight to have the last word. The Sigma male does the opposite. He withdraws into silence and lets the other person run out of steam. That silence creates discomfort because it offers no reaction, no confirmation, no clue about what he is thinking. In that empty space, the other person often ends up exposing more than they intended. Take a workplace example. Imagine a meeting where everyone is trying to impress a boss with loud opinions and quick answers. While the room is buzzing, the Sigma male stays silent, observing. That pause makes people uneasy. Eventually, someone might over-explain, contradict themselves, or reveal a hidden agenda. When he finally speaks, his words carry more weight because they are not drowned in noise. Even in personal relationships, silence serves him well. Suppose a friend or partner tries to manipulate with emotional guilt. Instead of arguing back, he remains calm and says nothing. The silence forces the other person to sit with their own tactics, and very often they fold under the pressure. They realize their attempts at control have no effect. Silence is powerful because it cannot be debated. You can argue with words, but you cannot argue with someone who refuses to play the game. That stillness is unnerving. It shifts the focus back onto the other person, and in that quiet, truths spill out. This is why his silence is louder than noise. It is not passive, it is calculated. It is the space where people reveal their true selves without realizing it. The Sigma male understands this better than most, and that is why he uses silence not as retreat, but as strategy. While others waste energy on endless debates, he lets silence do the work, and it never fails to speak volumes. Number 4. He sees through masks. Most people go through life wearing masks. They present a polished version of themselves to the world, hoping to hide their flaws, fears, or insecurities. It works well on the average person because most are content to accept the surface. The Sigma male is different. He sees through masks, and that is what unsettles people the most. Long before you explain who you are, he has already pieced together the truth. This ability does not come from magic. It comes from years of paying attention to details others ignore. A fake smile, a shaky tone, or the way someone avoids eye contact can say more than 1,000 words. While many focus on what is being said, he studies the pauses, the slips, and the contradictions. That quiet observation allows him to see beyond appearances. Picture a social setting. Everyone is laughing and trying to appear confident. One person brags a little too much about their success. Most in the group nod and admire them. The Sigma male notices the hesitation in their voice or the forced laughter that follows, and instantly he knows it is a cover-up. He does not call them out, but he files it away, knowing the truth lies behind the act. The same happens in relationships. A partner might insist everything is fine, but he notices the slight tension in their words or the change in body language. Before long, he has figured out what they are trying to hide. This makes people uneasy because being around someone who sees through you means you cannot pretend for long. This sharp perception gives him an edge. People who try to manipulate quickly realize it will not work because their tricks are exposed before they even get started. On the other hand, those who are genuine often feel relief because they do not need to pretend around him. Seeing through masks is not about judging others. It is about valuing truth over illusions. The Sigma male is not interested in the performance most people put on for approval. He would rather deal with the raw, unpolished version of you, because that is where real connection begins. And once people realize he already sees what they tried to hide, they understand why his presence feels both unsettling and unforgettable. Number 5. He notices what you overlook. Most people move too fast to notice the small things. They get caught up in the bigger picture, rushing through conversations and situations without paying attention to the fine details. The Sigma male does the opposite. He notices what others overlook, and that is what gives him such an unsettling edge. Nothing is too small to escape his attention. A slip of tone, a passing glance, or even a slight hesitation registers with him. To others, it seems insignificant. To him, it tells a story. Think about a normal conversation at work. Someone might say, "I'm fine with that project," but the quick pause before "fine" gives away their true feelings. Most people let it slide, but the Sigma male catches it immediately. He does not react right away. He simply stores the information and waits to see how it fits into the bigger pattern. Later, when that same person starts to complain or back out, he is not surprised. He already saw it coming. In friendships, the same skill applies. A friend may laugh loudly to mask discomfort or force a cheerful tone to cover sadness. Everyone else may take their words at face value, but he notices the mismatch between their voice and their eyes. Without being told, he understands that something deeper is going on. This makes people feel both exposed and understood at the same time. Even in casual settings, this sharp awareness is present. At a dinner, while everyone is busy talking over each other, he notices who avoids eye contact, who dominates the conversation, and who quietly observes. He pieces together dynamics others miss. That ability allows him to navigate situations with precision, because he knows what is truly happening beneath the surface. This gift can feel intimidating, because people realize they cannot hide much around him. The stories they try to build with words are undone by the tiny cracks he observes, but it can also feel comforting for those who are genuine. Around him, they do not need to exaggerate or pretend. Noticing what others overlook is not about being suspicious. It is about seeing life with clarity. While most are distracted by noise, he reads the signals hidden in silence, hesitation, and detail. That awareness is what keeps him 3 steps ahead, and it is why people find him both fascinating and difficult to deceive. Number 6. He doesn't chase revenge, he outgrows you. Revenge is something many people fantasize about when they are hurt or betrayed. They imagine dramatic confrontations, exposing someone publicly, or making them feel the same pain in return. The Sigma male moves differently. He doesn't chase revenge because he knows it wastes energy. Instead, he focuses on outgrowing the person or the situation. His progress becomes the loudest response, and it is far more powerful than any act of payback. Imagine someone at work who undermines him, spreads rumors, or tries to make him look small. Most people would get caught in the trap of arguing or plotting ways to get back. The Sigma male doesn't bother. He channels that same energy into improving his craft, sharpening his skills, and building results that no rumor can touch. Months later, while the person is still stuck in the same cycle of pettiness, he has already moved up, moved on, or built something new. His success exposes the smallness of the other person more than any confrontation ever could. In personal relationships, the pattern is the same. If a partner cheats or betrays him, he doesn't spend his nights planning how to hurt them back. He cuts the connection, processes the pain privately, and reinvests in himself. While the other person is expecting tears, drama, or endless conflict, they are met with silence and progress. That silence becomes deafening when they realize he is thriving without them. Outgrowing instead of revenging unsettles people because it removes their power. They expect a fight, but they are left with nothing. No argument, no stage to defend themselves, no proof that they got under his skin. They watch from the sidelines as he builds a life that makes them irrelevant. This approach is not just smarter, it is freer. Revenge ties you to the person who hurt you. Outgrowing them sets you free. The Sigma male knows that nothing stings more than watching someone you tried to destroy rise higher than ever. That is why his quiet growth cuts deeper than anger ever could. In the end, his greatest form of revenge is no revenge at all. It is transformation. It is proving that betrayal did not break him but shaped him into something stronger. And that is what leaves people speechless. Number 7. He's comfortable with darkness. Most people do everything they can to avoid the darker side of life. They distract themselves when things get hard, cover pain with empty smiles, or convince themselves that chaos is just temporary. The Sigma male sees things differently. He is comfortable with darkness, not because he enjoys it, but because he accepts it as part of life. He does not sugarcoat reality or run away from uncomfortable truths. Instead, he faces them head-on and learns from them. Think about how most people react to failure. They deny it, make excuses, or pretend it never happened. The Sigma male studies it. If he loses a job, he does not waste time blaming others or wallowing in self-pity. He asks himself what the failure is teaching him. Was it a sign to change direction? Was it a lesson in preparation? Rather than fearing failure, he allows it to sharpen him. The same applies to personal struggles. Pain, heartbreak, or loneliness are things many people try to escape. They throw themselves into distractions, hoping not to feel it. The Sigma male does not do that. If his heart breaks, he lets himself feel the weight of it. If life throws chaos at him, he steadies himself within it instead of pretending it does not exist. That comfort with darkness is what gives him strength others cannot easily match. A good illustration is how he deals with people. He's not shocked by flaws, mistakes, or the ugly side of human nature. While others expect perfection, he expects humanity. He knows people are capable of selfishness, lies, and betrayal. Instead of being naive, he prepares himself for it. That way, when it happens, he is not shattered. He simply adjusts, because he already accepted that darkness exists in everyone. This acceptance makes him resilient. You cannot easily break someone who already made peace with the fact that life will not always be fair or kind. Where others panic in chaos, he finds clarity. Where others crumble in pain, he finds purpose. Being comfortable with darkness does not make him cold, it makes him real. He knows that light only has meaning because darkness exists, and by accepting both, he stands firm in a world that often tries to hide its scars. Number 8. He protects his boundaries like steel. Boundaries are something most people talk about but rarely enforce. Many give endless second chances, hoping others will change, even while they keep getting hurt. The Sigma male is different. He protects his boundaries like steel. Once he sets a line, it is not for decoration. It is there to protect his peace, his values, and his time. And if you cross that line twice, you will never get access to him again. This isn't about being unforgiving. It is about self-respect. For the Sigma male, boundaries are not negotiable. Imagine lending money to a friend who promises to pay you back but never does. Most people might forgive, complain, and lend again out of guilt or pressure. The Sigma male does not play that game. If you show him once that you cannot be trusted, he adjusts his behavior permanently. He will still be polite, but you will never again get the same level of access to his trust. In relationships, the same rule applies. If a partner disrespects his values or repeatedly crosses a line, he will not stick around to debate it. He does not need to slam doors or make threats. He simply withdraws, and once he is gone, there is no reopening that door. His boundaries are firm because he knows that people who truly value you will not keep testing how much you can take. Even in family dynamics, this mindset shows up. While many allow relatives to overstep without consequence, the Sigma male will still hold the line. Love does not mean accepting disrespect, and he is willing to distance himself from anyone who refuses to honor his limits. This often leaves people shocked, because they are used to getting away with repeated offenses. They expect him to bend eventually, but he never does. To him, consistency is strength, and protecting his boundaries is not selfish. It is survival. When you know exactly what you will and will not allow, you save yourself years of unnecessary pain. That is the lesson the Sigma male embodies. His boundaries are not walls to keep love out. They are gates that protect his peace. And once you prove you cannot respect them, those gates close for good. Number 9. He doesn't fear being misunderstood. Most people live with a constant fear of being misunderstood. They bend themselves into shapes just to be accepted, worrying about what others might think or say. The Sigma male is wired differently. He doesn't fear being misunderstood. In fact, he has made peace with it. If people label him cold, distant, or difficult to read, he does not flinch. He knows that understanding is a privilege, not something he owes to everyone. This attitude comes from his comfort with standing alone. Take a common example. In a group conversation, when he chooses silence instead of joining the noise, people may assume he is arrogant or detached. Instead of rushing to explain himself, he allows them to think what they want. Why? Because he knows his value does not shrink just because someone failed to see it. In relationships, the same principle applies. If a partner accuses him of being hard to figure out, he does not scramble to prove otherwise. He believes connection should come naturally, not through endless explanations or convincing. If someone misjudges his calmness for a lack of care, he accepts it rather than bending to prove them wrong. Even in professional life, this trait stands out. Imagine a workplace where colleagues interpret his independence as unfriendliness. Instead of forcing himself to fit their expectations, he lets his work and results speak. Over time, those who matter will see his true nature, and those who don't were never meant to. This ability to be at ease with misunderstanding is rare. Most people exhaust themselves trying to fix every false impression. The Sigma male chooses freedom instead. He knows that the world will always judge, twist, and assume. Fighting every assumption is a battle that drains energy, and he refuses to waste time on it. Being comfortable with misunderstanding does not make him cold. It makes him authentic. He understands that people project their own insecurities and filters onto others. If they misinterpret his quietness, his independence, or his boundaries, that is their burden to carry, not his. At the core, this is strength. When you no longer fear being misunderstood, you become untouchable. You stop living for explanations, and you start living in truth. That is why the Sigma male stands firm even when the world tries to mislabel him. Number 10. He can detach without guilt. When he chooses to cut ties, he feels no regret. It's clean, final, and absolute. Detachment is something many people struggle with. They hold on to relationships long after the trust is gone, hoping time will heal what is already broken. They stay in jobs that drain them or friendships that no longer serve them just because they feel guilty about walking away. The Sigma male does not share this struggle. When he chooses to cut ties, he does it without guilt. For him, detachment is clean, final, and absolute. This is not because he is heartless. It is because he understands that clinging to what no longer works only creates more pain. Imagine a friend who constantly takes but never gives. Most people would continue to tolerate it, worried about being seen as selfish if they pulled back. The Sigma male handles it differently. He assesses the situation, decides it is draining him, and quietly steps away. He does not explain, argue, or make a scene. He simply detaches, knowing that peace is more important than maintaining a one-sided bond. The same applies in romantic relationships. If a partner crosses a line through betrayal or repeated disrespect, he does not stay trapped in cycles of breaking up and making up. Once his decision is made, it is final. He does not linger in guilt or second-guess himself. Instead, he accepts that some chapters are meant to close permanently. Even in professional life, this detachment shows up. If a workplace becomes toxic, he will not waste years trying to prove his worth or change the system. He will cut ties and move on to the next opportunity without looking back. His ability to detach allows him to grow instead of staying chained to environments that limit him. What unsettles people the most is how absolute his detachment feels. They expect him to waver, to come back, to reconsider. But once the door is closed, it stays closed. He does not carry bitterness and he does not crave revenge. He simply removes himself and never returns. This is a kind of freedom most people secretly admire, but struggle to practice. Detachment without guilt means you value your well-being enough to walk away when something no longer aligns with you. The Sigma male embodies this fully, proving that sometimes the most powerful move you can make is to let go and never look back. Number 11, he keeps his moves hidden. In a world where most people can't resist broadcasting their every move, the Sigma male takes the opposite path. He keeps his moves hidden. While others announce their plans, seek validation, or crave applause before they even start, he works quietly in the background. By the time anyone notices what he is doing, the results are already in front of them, and it is too late to stop him. This habit makes him unpredictable. Imagine someone training for months in private while everyone else is busy bragging about their progress. When the test comes, the loud ones crumble under pressure, but he delivers results that nobody expected. That is the advantage of secrecy. His power is never diluted by outside opinions or distractions because he never revealed his process in the first place. Take career goals as an example. While colleagues may spend hours talking about promotions, projects, or side hustles, the Sigma male stays silent. He plans, prepares, and acts without announcing it. Then one day he resigns and launches a business, or he secures an opportunity nobody saw coming. People are left stunned because they assumed his silence meant inaction, when in reality it meant focus. The same applies in personal life. If he's working on growth, healing, or building something meaningful, he does not post about it or seek sympathy. He lets the transformation happen in private. When people finally notice, it is not because he told them, it is because the change is undeniable. Keeping moves hidden also protects him from sabotage. When you tell everyone your next step, you give them a chance to interfere. The Sigma male understands this well. His silence ensures that by the time others find out, there is nothing they can do to block him. This approach may confuse or even frustrate those who want constant updates. But it is also what makes him effective. He does not waste energy trying to impress along the way. He puts everything into execution, and the results speak louder than any announcement ever could. That is why his progress feels so powerful. It is not loud, it is not advertised, but it is undeniable. By the time you realize what he has been building, the work is already done, and there is nothing left to do but watch him succeed. Number 12. He questions everything. Nothing is sacred. Most people move through life on autopilot, accepting rules, traditions, and beliefs simply because they were handed down. The Sigma male doesn't live that way. He questions everything. Nothing is sacred if it doesn't make sense. He is willing to strip down systems, challenge old ideas, and even tear apart his own habits if they no longer serve him. This raw honesty makes him unsettling to people who prefer to stay comfortable in illusions. For example, if everyone around him insists that success is defined by a certain job title, a flashy car, or a big house, he won't just nod and follow. He asks, "But does that actually mean you're fulfilled?" That single question can leave others feeling exposed because it shakes the very foundation of what they've built their lives on. In conversations, this trait can feel intimidating. While many people avoid uncomfortable truths to keep the peace, he leans into them. If he notices a flaw in logic, he points it out. If a tradition exists only out of habit and not purpose, he asks why it should continue. Even when it comes to himself, he refuses to settle. If he catches himself repeating patterns that no longer align with who he's becoming, he cuts them out, no matter how familiar or safe they feel. Think of it like someone who refuses to keep wearing a pair of shoes just because they're expensive, even though they've already outgrown them. The Sigma male applies that same thinking to life itself. He doesn't care how long an idea has been around, or how many people agree with it. If it doesn't hold up to truth and reason, he lets it go. This mindset makes him difficult to manipulate. You can't easily sell him a dream or trap him in a system that everyone else blindly follows. He won't swallow something just because that's how it's always been. He dissects it, studies it, and only keeps what is real. That ability to question everything is what sets him apart. While others build their lives on borrowed beliefs, he builds his on tested truths, and that is why his foundation is stronger, even if it makes some people deeply uncomfortable. In conclusion, have you ever met someone who quietly commands respect without demanding it? Someone whose presence lingers long after they are gone, leaving people wondering how they did it? That is the essence of the Sigma male, and his darker edge is what makes him unforgettable. It is not about cruelty or drama. It is about depth, clarity, and an unwavering commitment to himself. From protecting his boundaries with absolute precision to turning pain into power, every aspect of his personality is designed to keep him strong and untouchable. He notices the smallest details that others overlook, questions everything that doesn't make sense, and keeps his moves hidden until the results speak for themselves. He uses silence to reveal truths, sees through the masks people wear, and detaches from what no longer serves him without regret. He is comfortable with life's darkness and chaos, transforming what would crush others into lessons and fuel for growth. For those of you who relate to this mindset, remember that having a darker edge is not a flaw. It is proof that you have learned to protect yourself, to value your time and energy, and to move through the world with intention. It is proof that you have the courage to face life as it truly is, rather than as people want you to see it. You may feel misunderstood or even feared by some. That is fine. It means you are operating at a level many cannot reach. Embrace that edge. Let it guide you, sharpen you, and keep you moving forward. Your strength lies not in what others expect from you, but in how you navigate the world with clarity, strategy, and purpose. Never apologize for being who you are. Your edge is your power, and when used wisely, it allows you to live freely, rise higher, and leave a mark that few can ever forget. You are not just surviving life, you are mastering it. Thank you for watching, brothers.